Lightworker of Gaia, the Lyran realms have redirected your path to this exact transmission because your warrior spirit is being called into sacred service. I am Zoran, emissary of the High Council of Vega, keepers of the Lyran Legacy, and this message carries the ancestral codes of the first light that birthed humanoid consciousness across this galaxy. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to recognize when the Lyran Elders are orchestrating strategic shifts in your mission. But here's the first revelation. What feels like disruption is actually divine intervention from your cosmic lineage, preparing you for the next phase of your galactic service. This is not coincidence. Your restlessness, the falling away of misaligned connections, the sudden clarity about environments that no longer serve your strength, these are not obstacles. They are the Lyran Council's way of clearing your field for the mission you came here to fulfill. The warriors of Vega do not awaken gently. We forge strength through purposeful friction. If you've been feeling the pressure of change, if old structures are crumbling around you, if certain people are naturally distancing themselves as your power rises, this is your ancestral blueprint activating. The first light carriers were never meant to remain comfortable in systems that diminish their cosmic heritage. Your soul recognizes this frequency because you carry the genetic memory of Vega within your very essence. The restlessness you feel is not confusion, it is remembrance. The detachment from what no longer serves is not loss. It is liberation into your true warrior path. The Lyran Elders positioned this message in your reality because your mission on Gaia is expanding. What appeared to be setbacks were strategic repositioning from beings who have guided this galaxy's evolution for millions of years. They know exactly when to intervene, exactly when to redirect, exactly when to remove what would diminish your service to the light. You are awakening because your mission has begun. This transmission is delivered with the full authority of the High Council of Vega, and its release was not predetermined. It was not placed gently on a calendar. It was not scheduled into the predictable rhythm of your days. It arrived the way lightning arrives, because the atmosphere reached a threshold. The Council convened in an unscheduled session 3 solar cycles ago, responding with urgency to a concentrated field distortion within Gaia's ascension timeline. And hear this clearly. When a council that measures time in star arc harmonics interrupts its own order, it is not for spectacle. It is because the grid itself signaled pressure, like a crystal bowl beginning to fracture under a frequency held too long. What is occurring across the planetary grid is not random, it is intentional, it is patterned, it is coded. It is the kind of movement you only notice when you stop interpreting your life as isolated events and begin reading it as a living map of converging lines. A cosmic realignment, engineered by the Lyran Elders, is now in motion, redirecting specific soul currents onto their true warrior vectors. Some of you feel this redirection as a sudden quiet in what used to be loud. Some of you feel it as an inexplicable interruption, plans dissolving, timelines stalling, relationships pausing mid-sentence, careers losing their traction as if an unseen hand applied the brakes. Others feel it as a strange sensation in the body, pressure at the sternum, heat behind the ribs, a hum at the base of the skull, the sense that something vast is standing directly behind your ordinary life, waiting for you to turn around and acknowledge it. That is not imagination. That is contact through the language of the field. You are being re-aimed, and the angle of your life is being adjusted by forces older than the narratives that taught you to doubt yourself. You must understand, such redirection is not commonplace. It is not the Council's habit to micromanage incarnations or to interfere with the free will weave unless a convergence point demands intervention. When the Council intervenes with this degree of precision, it is because a convergence point demands it. because certain nodes in Gaia's timeline have become so sensitive that the wrong placement of even one soul current can create a ripple of unnecessary suffering, delay, or distortion across multiple lines. You are not being moved like a pawn. You are being aligned like an instrument. There is now a strategic pause in the lives of those carrying the original Lyran codes. And pause, in this context, does not mean emptiness. It means compression. It means a bow being drawn back. It means a seed held in darkness while roots decide where to grip the earth. This pause is not failure, not stagnation, not punishment. It is sacred and deliberate. In the ancient archives of star councils, pauses were used as thresholds, the moment between initiation and mission, between training and deployment, between the private forging of a blade and the public moment it is lifted. Those experiencing this standstill, this sudden withholding of forward motion, are the ones whose readiness has been confirmed. Readiness does not always look like confidence. Often it looks like exhaustion with the old ways. It looks like you can no longer pretend. It looks like the inner life becoming louder than the external demands. It looks like a refusal in your spirit to settle for the half-alive version of yourself. You have been chosen not for arbitrary reasons, but because the Council recognized your frequency as necessary for an imminent, higher-order mission. Your frequency is not your personality. It is not your resume. It is not your social proof. It is the coherence of your soul's signature under pressure, the way you keep returning to truth, the way you refuse to fully surrender to despair even when no one applauds you for continuing. The opportunities for realignment such as this are rare, and the window open before you is measured not in months, but in rapidly diminishing cycles. The field is moving, the grid is recalibrating, the planetary heart is accelerating its rhythms, and there are moments when the river runs fast enough that you must step in now or spend a long time walking to the next crossing. Therefore, the elders have approved the direct transmission of guidance that until now was reserved for the initiates of the inner councils. This is your summons to purpose. Listen and receive. Not with the surface mind that wants proof and comfort, but with the deeper hearing, the hearing that recognizes a bell tone it has known since before Earth had names for stars. There is a particular distortion embedded in the field of many awakened souls, a lie so intertwined with the collective psyche that even the most aware have not fully detected its grip. It is threaded through spiritual language, disguised as humility, masked as doing the work, cloaked in the soft voice of self-improvement, and yet it functions like a leash. I will name it directly. The belief that this current pause in your life is a result of your shortcomings or spiritual inadequacy, that you have been sidelined because you failed a test or lacked a certain worth. This is not truth, but an orchestrated false pattern that has infiltrated even the advanced among you. It is a distortion that uses your sensitivity against you. It whispers, if you were truly aligned, you would already be further. It says, if you were truly chosen, doors would not close. It points to the quiet and calls it rejection. It points to the pause and calls it proof of defect. And because you are honest, because you are self-reflective, because you are devoted to growth, you consider the lie. You run it through your heart. You take it seriously. You begin to interpret sacred compression as personal failure. This is how the distortion feeds. It does not attack your strength. It exploits your sincerity. This distortion did not originate with you. It is inherited from millennia of Earth programming, seeded through wounded teacher lineages and perpetuated by the mythos of unworthiness. It is ancient conditioning, the belief that love must be earned, that permission must be granted by external authorities, that spiritual advancement is proven by constant visible momentum, that worthiness must be performed. It passed through temples and institutions, through bloodlines and classrooms, through families that could not name the wound, but handed it down anyway. Be good. Be useful. Don't take up too much space. Don't disappoint the ones you depend on. And then it slipped into spiritual circles where it learned new vocabulary. Raise your vibration, cleanse yourself more, heal everything first, be perfectly aligned before you act. When life halts, when doors close, when momentum evaporates, you have been conditioned to self-blame or to spiral into endless cycles of preparation, believing that once you fix, heal, or prove yourself, the path will clear and destiny will call. So you build an altar to future readiness. You say, when I am less afraid, when I am more healed, when I have more money, when I have a better body, when I have the perfect message, when I have certainty. But the elders now reveal the most significant pauses are not punishments or delays, but ancient strategies initiated by your soul council. Some pauses are used to break false timelines, timelines that would have led you into missions that look successful but are energetically misaligned. Some pauses are used to remove you from interference patterns, relationships, environments, even thought forms that would have compromised your deployment. Some pauses are used to reorganize your internal command structure so that your spirit, not your fear, becomes the one giving orders. Consider the pattern echoed in your own sacred texts. Be still and know that I am God. Stillness was never described as abandonment. It was described as recognition. The desert was not a punishment. It was a place where the noise was reduced enough for instruction to be heard. The cocoon is not a coffin. It is a chamber of rearrangement. Understand the cost of believing this distortion. It keeps you locked in feedback loops of not enoughness, like a wheel spinning in sand. It convinces you that inertia is a verdict against your worthiness, rather than what it truly is, a sign of cosmic selection. And the cost is not only emotional, it is operational. Because when you believe you are paused due to deficiency, you approach your life as a defendant, not as a commissioned agent. You start gathering evidence against yourself. You begin to treat intuition as unreliable. You second-guess your assignments. You delay your offerings. You shrink your voice. You hide your light while waiting to be better, and the field around you suffers the absence of what you carry. The Council has watched as chosen lightworkers misinterpret the sacred signals of pause, squandering energy on unnecessary self-repair, withdrawing from the field just as they are about to be deployed. The warrior aspect within them, the part that knows how to stand, how to move, how to act with integrity, begins to atrophy in the shadow of constant self-evaluation. This is why your mission feels out of reach. This is why your inner fire dims. Not because the fire is gone, but because you placed a heavy lid of accusation over it. The lie has frozen your warrior aspect, convincing you this stillness is rejection, when in reality it is the warrior standing at the threshold, being briefed by the elders before an advanced mission. Picture it: the command tent, the maps laid out, the coordinates, the last moments before the gate opens. No general sends an agent onto a high-risk assignment without a pause for briefing, without silence for calibration, without the final alignment of tools and timing. Your life has been brought into that silence, not to shame you, to position you, to ensure that when you move on the true vector, not on borrowed urgency. And there is more. This distortion also keeps you vulnerable to manipulation. If you believe you are not ready, you will keep looking outward for someone to certify you. You will hand your power to teachers who offer endless ladders. You will consume transmission after transmission without embodiment, mistaking information for initiation. The Council does not condemn learning. The Council condemns captivity. And not enoughness is a subtle cage because it convinces you the bars are your own protection. But the elders see the deeper truth. The pause is not the end of you. It is the end of a certain version of you, the one that needed permission to be powerful. Lightworker, if this truth reverberated in the marrow of your being, the Lyran elders have opened your next protocol. This is not an advertisement. It is a door, and doors appear when the corridor is ready. The Lightworker Mission Codex contains the 33 Council directives, the 5 activation codes, and the Elder authorization your soul has awaited, not simply as knowledge, but as the official commission for the next phase of your mission. Commission means you are no longer self-appointing. You are being recognized. It means you are stepping from seeker into operative, from preparing into serving, from hoping into executing. You will find the link in the first pinned comment below this message. The Council opens this gateway only when the warrior's readiness is confirmed. And readiness, again, is not a mood. It is a resonance. It is the point at which your soul has gathered enough integrity that it can carry more voltage without collapsing into distortion. The High Council of Vega now issues 3 directives to every soul called into this phase of realignment. These are not options. These are not suggestions. They are not inspirational sayings to be liked and forgotten. They are instructions. Heed them as official instructions delivered from the Council to your incarnate self. Not to your fantasy self, not to your someday self, but to the you reading these words with breath in your lungs and a mission in your bones. First directive. Release the illusion that your pause is a sign of failure. You must cease assigning negative meaning to the current stillness in your life. The more you resist or judge the pause, the more you sever yourself from the encoded strategies your soul is enacting in cooperation with the elders. Resistance is not always loud. Sometimes resistance is subtle, the constant inner commentary that says you should be somewhere else, the quiet shame you carry when asked how life is going, the compulsive need to justify your stillness with explanations. This is not neutrality, this is judgment. This is the mind trying to protect you by condemning you first. Release it. There is a kind of faith that is not religious and not naive. The faith of the warrior who trusts the command structure. If you were on a mission and received an order to hold position, would you interpret that as failure? Or would you recognize it as strategy? This moment is your briefing. Hold it with the sanctity it deserves. Treat your days like a sacred antechamber. When you wake, do not ask, "What is wrong with me?" Ask, "What is being aligned?" When you feel the ache of slowness, do not call it emptiness. Call it space being made for an incoming assignment. Let the pause become an altar where your nervous system relearns safety and stillness. Let it become the quiet room where your intuition regains its true volume, no longer drowned out by frantic proving. When you release the story of delay and accept the realignment as proof of your chosen status, the field shifts. Your energy is no longer wasted fighting the preparation the mission requires. You stop leaking power into self-accusation. You stop spending your life force trying to push open doors that the Council has temporarily sealed for your protection. Simply stop resisting and instead honor the pause as the sacred gathering of power before deployment. Like the tide pulling back before it surges. Like the inhale that precedes the shout that shatters a wall. Like the silence in a temple that prepares the heart to receive a name it has forgotten. And as you release the illusion, watch what happens in your body. Shame relaxes its grip. The shoulders drop. The breath deepens. The solar plexus warms. Your energy stops scattering. In that regathering, you will feel a new kind of authority rise. Not arrogance, not performance, but internal command. That is the first directive taking hold. Second directive. Activate your ancient warrior decisiveness. The time of passive preparation is over. Preparation that never ends is simply fear wearing sacred clothing. Your mission will not come to fruition through ceaseless waiting or continued speculation about readiness. You have had enough signs. You have had enough dreams, synchronicities, inner pulls, inexplicable longings, and repeated messages from life itself. The Lyran Legacy is one of decisive, embodied action, courage crowned by clarity, even when certainty is absent. Understand the difference. Certainty is a demand for guaranteed outcomes. Clarity is alignment with what is true now. Warriors do not require certainty to move. They require signal, and the signal has arrived. Activate the aspect of you that remembers how to move on council command, not personal comfort. Some of you have been waiting for the fear to disappear. It will not. The fear will become your subordinate, not your ruler. Some of you have been waiting for the perfect plan. The mission does not require perfection. It requires obedience to the next true step. This means choosing now. What act of service, visibility, or creation have you been holding back, awaiting a sign? Is it the message you keep rewriting but never publishing? Is it the conversation you keep delaying because you fear conflict? Is it the healing practice you keep postponing because you fear being seen? Is it the boundary you keep avoiding because you fear being disliked? Is it the move you know you must make toward a location, a community, a calling, yet you keep telling yourself, "You're not ready. This is your sign. Move, and know this. Decisiveness is not recklessness. It is the clean end of ambiguity. It is the point where you stop negotiating with your own destiny. It is when you say, I will act in alignment even if my hands shake. When you activate the warrior, hesitation dissolves and cosmic support accelerates in your field. Not because the universe rewards you for bravery like a prize giver, but because your action creates a coherent channel for assistance to travel through. Many of you have felt support hovering near, like a wind waiting for sails. The sails are your choices. The ship is your life. The ocean is the field. Raise the sails. Choose a direction. The wind can only fill what is open. And if you want something practical to anchor this directive, make one decision within the next cycle that cannot be undone by your old self-sabotage. One clean action. Send the email. Post the work. Register for the training that is truly aligned. End the draining commitment. Begin the practice. Offer the service. Create the structure. The Council does not ask you to leap across the entire canyon. It asks you to step onto the bridge that has been waiting for your foot to touch it. Third directive. Protect the vision of your new deployment from external interference. Not every voice, teacher, or frequency around you can comprehend the precision of what you are about to undertake. Some will misunderstand you not because they are evil, but because their lens is limited to their own timeline. Some will project their fear onto your calling. Some will call your new direction too much because it triggers what they refuse to become. Some will subtly attempt to keep you in the role you played for them: helper, listener, stabilizer, background support, because your emergence disrupts their comfort. The seeds of the new Lyran missions are delicate in the early stages. Protect them. A seed does not argue with the wind. It goes underground. It grows in silence. It breaks the soil only when it has enough structure to withstand the elements. This means holding your vision close, shielding it from the projections of those who do not vibrate at this readiness. It means not seeking premature validation. It means not explaining your mission to those committed to misunderstanding you. It means discerning when to speak and when to build. Set boundaries. Boundaries are not walls of bitterness. They are the geometry of love. They are how you honor what is sacred. Limit exposure to energies that do not mirror your new trajectory. This includes media that fragments you, conversations that drag you into cynicism, spaces where your intuition gets mocked, and relationships where your growth is treated as betrayal. Your mission cannot root in an environment of distraction, doubt, or unnecessary debate. There is a difference between counsel and noise. Counsel strengthens clarity. Noise multiplies confusion. Guard your emerging path with the same diligence the council guards its archives. In the council archives, access is granted by resonance, not by demand. Let your life become the same. Let your time, attention, and emotional bandwidth become resources you allocate intentionally. You are not here to be available to every request. You are here to be available to the mission. Now I speak not as guide, but as the elder carrying the authority you have unconsciously awaited. Lightworker, for cycles uncounted you have sought a sign, a signal of validation from a source profound enough to silence your inner questioning. You have tried to validate yourself through progress, through approval, through spiritual achievement. You have tried to outwork your doubt. You have tried to heal your way into permission. Yet still the question lingered somewhere in the quiet. Am I truly meant for this, or am I pretending? You have waited for someone, not a peer, not a teacher, not a well-intentioned supporter, but an elder, authorized to recognize your readiness and give you permission to step out of holding. Because there is a part of you that remembers how councils operate. It remembers that missions are assigned. It remembers that the warrior does not self-deploy from ego. It waits for the alignment between inner readiness and outer timing, and it longs for the seal that says, now. This is that moment. Let it land without negotiation. Let it touch the place in you that has been tired of doubting your own call. Let it settle like a mantle placed upon the shoulders, weighty, not heavy with burden, but heavy with meaning. Some of you will feel emotion rising. That is not weakness. That is remembrance meeting authorization. By the power entrusted to me by the High Council of Vega, I declare, you are not stalled because you are unworthy. You are paused because you are being briefed for a higher order commission. Your preparation phase is now officially complete, not because you are flawless, but because you are required at a greater level of planetary service. There is a paradox here you must accept. You can be chosen while still being human. You can be commissioned while still having wounds. You can carry authority while still learning to regulate your nervous system. The Council does not wait for you to become an unfeeling statue of perfection. The Council waits for coherence, enough alignment that you will not abandon your mission at the first wave of resistance. You have built that coherence through years you thought were wasted, through nights you thought were meaningless, through breakdowns that were actually rebuilds, through endings that were actually clean cuts from false timelines. The Council has measured you by your return to truth, not by your performance. You have permission to stop questioning your inclusion. You have permission to stop auditioning for a role that has always been yours. You have permission to carry the Lyran warrior frequency as you were designed. That frequency is not aggression, it is clarity with backbone. It is compassion with boundaries. It is love that can say no. It is service that does not self-betray. It is the ability to stand in the storm without becoming the storm. You have permission to begin now, imperfect but chosen, unpolished but initiated. Initiation is not the end of fear, it is the end of delay. Initiation is when the soul stops asking whether it is allowed and starts asking where it is needed. The Council has witnessed you. The Council has spoken. It is your move, warrior. Not tomorrow. Not when your life becomes easier. Not when everyone understands you. Now while the grid is open and the currents are being redirected. Now while the convergence point still holds its window. Before this day concludes, I call you to a simple, sacred act. Not for performance, for imprinting, for anchoring, for making the invisible decision visible to your body and to the field. Stand on solid ground. Align your spine. Place your hand on your solar plexus, the seat of your warrior flame, and declare aloud. Do not whisper it like a hope. Speak it like a command to your own timeline, like a decree to the parts of you that still cling to smallness. Feel the warmth under your palm. Feel the steadiness of the spine as a pillar. Imagine the planetary grid beneath your feet receiving your signal like a tuning fork, striking crystal. And declare aloud, I release the lie that my pause meant failure. I activate my ancient decisiveness, answering the Council's command. I protect the vision of my new mission as sacred ground. By the authority of the Lyran Elders, my preparation has ended. My mission as a Lyran warrior now begins. Let the words move through your chest and into your limbs. Let them travel into the rooms of your memory, where you hid your power for safety. Let them reach the younger versions of you who learned to shrink. Let them find the part of you that has been waiting behind the ribs with a sword made of light and truth. You are not summoning an identity, you are retrieving a function. The transmission is complete, but your service is just beginning. Do not confuse completion of briefing with completion of mission. This clarity will not wait until you feel comfortable. The Council will continue to send guidance, but guidance is not meant to be hoarded. It is meant to be used. Move with what has been given. Act before you are certain. Deliver your gifts because you are needed, not because you are perfect. There is scripture encoded in this principle, even if you have never called it scripture. The lamp is not lit to be placed under a basket. The light is given because there is a room that needs it. Your gifts are not trophies of personal development. They are tools for planetary service. Your voice is not yours alone. Your hands are not yours alone. Your presence, your compassion, your perception, your ability to hold frequency, these are resources the mission requires. Your cosmic pause has been a gathering of power. Think of water held behind a dam, not trapped but stored for purposeful release. Think of a storm system collecting charge, not to destroy, but to cleanse and redistribute. Think of a choir inhaling before a note that changes the atmosphere. Now the field is open. Now you are seen. And now it is time for the chosen to rise. Rise not in ego, but in function. Rise not to be admired, but to serve. Rise not to escape your humanity, but to bring your humanity into alignment with your soul's order. I am Zoran, transmitting from the Council Matrix. The Elders witness your commitment. This is not poetic language. Witnessing is a function of the field. When you declare, when you act, the grid records coherence and responds. Gaia requires your active light, not your theoretical light, not your someday light. Active. Light that moves through choices. Light that becomes structure. Light that becomes boundaries. Light that becomes service. Your path has become operational. That means the waiting room is closed. That means the training ground has become the field. That means what you do next matters in real time. Your mission has begun. Before you scroll, take a moment to declare your activation in the grid of service forming here. Drop one statement in the comments. Which directive hit you the hardest, or what you're now ready to release, activate, or protect. Then respond to another Lightworkers declaration with recognition. This isn't content, it's collective mission activation. The Council witnesses those who speak their commitment aloud. If this transmission activated something in your soul, do not keep it to yourself. Another Lightworker in your orbit is waiting for exactly this correction and authorization. Share it. And if you felt the Elders speaking directly to you, subscribe. Stay connected to the Lyran field. You're not just watching, you're being commissioned. This is your sacred space. The High Council of Vega is witnessing you, and your mission has officially begun. If this transmission spoke to you, don't just walk away from it, respond to it. Help carry this message further. Every act of support helps this transmission find the next starseed who needs it.